right? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna pick it up right from for that word. Like I said last week, we was gonna go into that particular word, right? So Taba'a, right? So when we read it from the top, we got Aminawa, our Father, right? Shabbat, Shemayim, right? Shemayim, which is heaven, which are in heaven. Qadash, which is hallowed, which you can really select you. You can really write that as good name. Oh, wrong one, Salaki. Holy. That's what that means. Hallowed means holy. Right? Hallowed. Hayah is the verb to be. Hallowed is or hallowed be. Thy name, right? With that suffix at the end. You understand? Which is a preposition. We say so Shamka in thy name. We went over all of these, correct? Mm-hmm. All the ka and sha. There's one more which is going to relate to this word, right? Hallowed or holy is your name, Yahweh. Malak with ka, Malak king, Malak with his kingdom. Malak with ka is your kingdom, or thy kingdom. Malak with ka, thy kingdom. So thou will, right? So how it works is like this. So we're going to use the blue letter Bible. And here's how I'm going to show you how I do it when I'm looking for to see, okay, well, what is this word, right? So obviously the first thing we want to do is, we see Taba'a, we're going to go to Ta, right? But sometimes you'll find, especially now that we're learning all these prepositions and pronouns and such, that really this might be a prefix, right? Which in this case it is. This is not the root word, right? This is the root word. All right, so how we find it, so there's a few ways you can go about it, but this is how I do it. So if I know that it's, okay, so if this didn't work, I didn't find a word that correlates with this. So I'm gonna go to the ba and I'm gonna find these two letters together. So if I'm writing it, I know there's a lot of stuff on the board, but in the ancient, it's gonna look like ba, in the Assyrian, it's gonna look like ba, right? So that's what I'll do. So I think here's how I'll do it. If I don't have my concordance with me right now, I got that concordance, but that's no sweat. How I do it is this. Let me know if they can see it. Okay. So we're dealing with Hebrew. So if you're looking in the blue letter or in the concordance, it's going to be H, right? H is for Hebrew, right? And then we look for the number. So it's in alphabetical order, right? So the first letter of the alphabet, of course, what? Is A. And the second letter of the alphabet is Ba. So we know that the word we're looking for is going to be a lower, it's going to be H and a lower number. I think the highest it goes is H 8,000 or something. So I'll start at something like H 500, right? H 500, you can type it in Blue Letter Bible, and it'll come up. So this word right here is what? Allah, Ilah, right? So that's still Ah. We need to go to Ba. So I'll go a little bit further. Let's go H 700, right? Still Arabawath. No sweat. We'll go a little further. Let's try H 850. Right? And we'll go there. Still Asha. What's that? Ashata 1 or Ashaf 1. Right? Nope. We need to get to the Ba. So we'll go 875. Sorry, H 875. H 875. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Right? So this is Ba'ara. Close enough, but we're getting real close to the Ba'a here. So let's go a little further, right? Let's go a little further. Well, actually, we want to go backwards because we want just, and let's see, and we want to see if that's a word. So we'll go H 870. Now then that's still a thaw. So now we'll do H 871. Come.
So this concordance, Blue Letter Bible is the only one that's official, or the other one that are official?
Well, you got the actual Strong's Concordance, but the Blue Letter Bible goes off of the Strong's Concordance. This is official. You can use this to see words, what it means, and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you want to go, if you're trying to find out something in order for a class or a name or something, you can use this as a reference to get a general idea, but you cannot make, first of all, you couldn't make that decision anyway because you got to get approval on a name or anything like that. But to be sure and exactly the proper usage, you want to go to the source. You want to go to the priests and prophets to find out exactly if the words you're looking for means what you think it means, and so on and so forth. Because it's not, we understand our language. First of all, Strong's is an Edomite. He might be able to know, well, in the context of this, it means such as, but he can't break it down like we are. He don't got the spirit that we have. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we'll know, you can read a scripture, right? And the scripture will kind of break down more of the meaning of the word than if you just look at the dictionary. Mm-hmm. If I look in the dictionary and see the definition of the word hot, it's going to say what? A temperature exceeding of such and such degrees Celsius and But if you go to the hood and what does hot mean? They go like, yo, hot mean, that shit is ill. That shit is fresh. That shit is dope. It's like for my language, but it means 10 different things. Right. So it's the same thing, right? But we can use this as the general reference point. That's what it's all it is. It's a reference. So still H871. So let's go H873. We go 72 Salakia. H872. And just like that, what do we have? Lexicon. Tell me if they can see it. You see it on the screen? Mm-hmm. Lexicon Strong's H872. Now they got the BE because they, of course, this, you know what I'm saying, they still going off of some of those little vowel points in that Yiddish garbage. But in terms of the actual lettering, we see Ba'a. You know what I'm saying? That's what this word is, Ba'a, H872, right? And if you look at this Strong's info, it means an entrance point or a building. And if you go to the word etymology, the root word of it is Bawa'a, which means same thing, right? Bring, in, enter, carry. But we also see that it's translated as to come, right? To enter something, right? Or to something that is coming. It was here 1 minute and now it's here. So now, right, we know how this word comes to be what it means. Because if we say the Lord's Prayer in English, right, from the beginning, right, it's what? Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, right? Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Thy kingdom come. That's what the Tawa'ah means, right? Salaki, where's my? Oh, that's what I said again. Thy kingdom come, right? Thy kingdom, Salaki, my day. Thy kingdom come, right? But here's the thing: the Tha part goes back to the prefix. That's one we didn't quite learn. A Tha in front of the root word. Well, man, I'm gonna get it for you right now. I'm just gonna show on the screen. So, Akia. The Tha, right, represents thou or thee. So it's just following up with the already established, you could say, conjugation that's been taking place. Your name, your kingdom will come, right? It's yours. Your kingdom is coming. It's just following after that. The Tha, right, represents that thou or thee in this instance. Mm-hmm. Thy kingdom come, and then thy will be done. We'll get to Asha in a second. But that's what the Ba'a means, right? And the Tawa'ah is just conjugating it so it matches with everything else. You know what I'm saying? So matter of fact, we can even look at Salakia. If we look at Exodus, we'll get to that afterwards. Exodus 20 and 4. Don't let me forget that because we can use that. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 4. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, maybe I can pull it up right here. Salakia, baby. Exodus 20. Right. So Exodus chapter, we're gonna read this first part just so we can kind of get an image of how that tha works in a different instance. Because that's only one of all the prepositions I gave y'all. That was the only one that we didn't put on the list. So I'm saying if you want to, you can just write that down. That I'm saying preposition. This is a prefix. Right. Tha means thou, or thee. Right? So if we look at Exodus chapter 20 and verse 4, it says La'ah, Daisha, Lakah, Pasol, Wakal, Damawana, Ashar, Bashamyam. We don't go too far, we're just going to read the first part. The first part, in the English it says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. It's the first part of the sentence. If you read it, it says La'ah, Daisha, Lakah, Pasol, right? How you break that down is La'ah, of course, means no. We know that, right? La'ah means no. So our language is, you could almost call it what they would call primitive. How simple it is. It's not complicated like English, right? It's direct, but at the same time, it has complex. Our spirit is in it, right? We're directed and we go straight to the point. So La'ah, Salakia. Let's get to it. Right. So it says La'ah Da'aisha. Da'aisha. The word Aisha, right, means to make, right, Salakia, to do, to make, to execute. And that's a good thing we bring that up, because these is forward in the prayer, right? So if the word Aisha is to execute or to get done, and the scripture is saying, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not execute. Thou shalt not complete. Right? Well, the saying la'ah means no, and then Aisha, the tha is the thou or thee. So literally, la'ah, Aisha means no, make. That's how all language is spoken.
So is that why they? So like,
Come.
is that why they say it's like a barbaric language?
That's exactly what. Because instead of saying no, you do not do such stuff. If you break down how our language works, the phrase, and this is in the book, this is in the Bible, right? In the Torah or the Tanakh, right? La'ah, Da'aisha, Lakah, literally translates as no, you make to you. Then the next word is pasal, which means graven image, right? So like it, a carved image or a graven image. So where we're reading in English, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, right? Sounds a little nice and sweet,
right?
But to us, it's like, no, you make graven image to you. No, you make to you graven image,
right?
Like don't you goddamn dare don't you make to you graven image, right? That's how our language works. So that's literally what it means. But that helps us, right? That tha meaning that, right? Because it's your kingdom that's coming, right? And we can go further. And we just read what the word Da'aisha. Da'aisha. You make. The making. The doing. The executing. Now we see why it says it here. When it says, Shalak Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Qadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak Dama'ah, Ratazah, Ka, right? Ratazah is will or your desire, right? Ka, Ratazah, Ka, thy will, Hayah, be done, be executed. So you can imagine the Most High telling the angels, I shall. Get it. I know you heard that phrase before. Get it done. I shall. I shall, right? The Aisha. Do it. You do it. You get it done. So But in this instance, we're not telling them how to do it. We're saying your will is going to be done. It's going to be, we're going to execute it. Hayah Aisha, right? And that's how that works. So now we know what the Taba'ah means, and we know what Aisha means, right? And we can go further. Ba'aratza in earth, right? As it is, right? Is Hayah, Kawa, right? As it is, Kawaya, in heaven, Bashemayim, right? Give us this day the thunder now. Lakum, right? Where we at? Lakum is bread, right? Count one, wasalat now, kabwat now, wasalat now, kabwat now. Our debtors, right? So this we know. So we're gonna use Taba'ah again, like in this prayer and Aisha as well. So anyway, go ahead and take a picture of that just so you have it in your notes. I will go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna do the same myself, just to have it. So lock it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna learn this language together. You know what I'm saying? Right. Next thing you know, they're gonna be like, damn, down there in Durham, them niggas be talking now. Aisha! You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be just talking to right. You know what I'm saying? Most high, you know what I'm saying? Most high in Christ. So now we're gonna go from here, if I may. Salaki. You gotta get the doctor clean, you know, if you don't mind, because you know this brother is like a goddamn special gadgets and like you know how to use household items. You know what I'm saying?
But commission right now.
No sweat.
You got the food.
You speak to Yazar?
No, nah. You too?
I haven't spoken to him. You gotta think about it for no sweat. I did see he did like something on Facebook. It's a lot there. What was it? I'm gonna just use that paper if I can find it so I can feel all right. So we stop off at walking now, right? And we're gonna get some more. Some of the even in that short amount of time, some of the things we just learned are gonna be relevant going forward, right? So now, after you forgive us our debts, we forgive our debtors. It says, I might have to switch here. It says, and lead us not. Again, that old Quaker English. Time check. That old Quaker English has that, again, this is around the same time as Shakespeare. Shakespeare was alive when the KJV was first published. He didn't write it. He had nothing to do with it, but he was alive. You know what I'm saying? He was a working playwright, such and such. You know, so but this, so he was, it sounds so amazing and crazy to us, but as you can see, this is not fully, because these were still scribes and writers, but this, how they spoke back then was pretty common. So a lot of things that Shakespeare, the way, you know how now you go and get a book, a Shakespeare book, if you're in high school or something, on one side they got Shakespeare, and on the right side, yeah, they had that sometimes where they like kind of break it down for you to help you understand what just regular modern English. Well, back in the 1600s, no one would have needed that. Right. Especially if they were nobility, they wouldn't be able to read this without any problems. So, and lead us not. I'm gonna go through it first before we go to break down the Hebrew. And lead us not, Salakia, No sweat. Right. Okay, no. It's not. Temptation. No, write it from the T. Lead us not into temptation. Shalakia. Where is my eraser?
Right here. Take it.
Hold on. Well, yeah. I'll leave you there. This one's up. I haven't tried this green yet. The blue is kind of down to the last as well.
Do some more work.
Yep, that. And lead us not into temptation. Right? And lead us not into temptation. So if we look at the next word, so after we said what? Kasalat now, wafia now, well, the first word is wala'a. Well, we just talked about how our language works. So wala'a is saying what? Based on what we know so far, what is wala'a literally translated to? We just did it. We said the first in Exodus chapter 20, verse 4, which says, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image." It begins la'a, da'isha. Please.
It's saying no temptation. Like, it's saying no.
Well, close. But the first phrase of this sentence is "and don't,"
Okay.
or "and no," right? But and wala'a means "and don't." So it's not saying "and lead us not." That's like again that Quaker English. Really, it's saying "and don't." You know what I'm saying? Wala'a. Dabiya anawa. Dabiya anawa. All right, let's see what that means. Ya nawa. Sorry. Nawa. Well, we already know that the nawa is us, right? All right. So what we're gonna do is, if this the first us and lead us, we know that now is us. So let's see if we can figure this out. And lead us not. Voila. And don't. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that this is probably saying lead us. But let's find out. Let's figure that out. Salakia. And this is how we figure these things out together. Let's see. That's right. Nope. Guide. You with me? Mm-hmm. Salakia. You have to find this again. There's so many uses of it. You want to find the correct one. I wish I had my Salakia, my concordance. I think I might have took it back in the house. Try one more. Oh, see, I can tell it's already a good 5 or 6 different ways to say it. It's a lot. Yeah, it's more than I thought. It's like 10. It's no sweat, but No sweat. It's not a problem. Can't find an example at the current moment, but that's not an issue. I'll probably get one, but as we don't got much time anyway, so we'll just kind of continue from here. But the thought we have I now is the lead us. So the wala I is saying, and don't lead us, right? Salakia. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us. Now this one we should be able to figure out, right? This one should be easy for all of us. So what we do, so actually, if I write it, you're gonna know it. So needless to say, while I tabiya ayin now a ball, tabiya ayin now banasai one. While I tabiya ayin now ban na sa yo one a ball. That all goes together. So that's not part of the deliver us. That's all still part of that. But as far as delivering, we should know the Hebrew word for deliver. We should at least have an inkling of what it is. So give me somebody's name who has the phrase or the word for delivering in their name. It's a very famous person. Any ideas? It's a famous, very famous Israelite whose name has the word for deliver in it. No sweat. Okay, so Salaki, real quick, we'll back up. Only because I found a word. Let's see. 61. So a ball, if you look it up in the concordance, actually translate as the what in English pause would be but. Because a ball, when you look it up, is Strong's H61. A ball, right? And it means truly or yet, but indeed, nevertheless, verily. Right? So, lead us in temptation, verily or but, deliver us. Notice what I'll give it to you. What does this name mean? First, I'm writing it here just to test y'all We're doing a lot of words, but I want to make sure y'all remember how to read Hebrew, right? What is that word? You absolutely, even though this won't help you, sis.
Oh, well,
Doesn't have that fit on it.
I don't know. I'm being honest, I don't know.
Okay, no, okay, so that means no sweat. Then we gotta go over it a little bit more. But this is a Yah. This is a Ha. This is a Wa. Right? This is a Sha. This is an I. So what's that name? Yahusha, right? That's Yahusha. But we learned before about the prefixes, right? The Yah, right? Or the pronouns. And we learned that particular pronoun, Yah, in the beginning of a word, means what? It means he. So it means, so in Yahusha's name, the Yah is he. It's the preposition he. And all of this is the root word, Hawashah, which means to deliver. Yahusha's name means he delivers or he saves, right? That's what his name means. That's why when we say the prayer, we say, Wala'ah, Tabi'ah now, Bonasai one, Abal, Hawashai now. Hawashai now, deliver us, right? So that's where that comes from. Shalom. I'm gonna erase this step. Slocky. One thing real fast. What the hell? My y'all. Let's go check out some things. Verse or something. You sure you all good? The water, brother. You about to clip it in about 5 minutes. You good?
That post up should take it.
Oh no, I'm sorry. So deliver us, how shy now. Right? There it goes. I mean, it's not temptation, but deliver us from evil. Yeah, no, 5 minutes. From evil. Right? So what's next? From evil. Because thine is the kingdom. Okay, fine. So we know what that is. Right? So let's see some. Salaki. We're going to do that again, what we did before to figure out a word. Sometimes it's easy for us, sometimes not so much.
Yeah, we don't have more little papers that I had the Hebrew alphabet and stuff.
Oh, we were supposed to be getting some printed out in large print, but I have yet to see it. It's a lot. So I might have to do it myself. Because the brother was supposed to do it, is not currently here. I'm saying, so it's a lot for that. By him. evil. Signs of kingdom power. Okay. So be it. Shit, I'm on, right? I have a woman. October. Trying to think. I mean, because I want to give it. Here's the thing. I don't want to divide it too much, right? I don't think we have even this last little part. There's so much going on in this last little part that I think we need a little bit more time to get into it. But let's just do these last couple words, right? And then we'll save these last ones for next week. So, so then there was some evil, which is what? Is Mayan. Alright? The rise, the evil, Mayan rise from evil. It's a lot of And then we have what? Kaya, what Ka. Now this is interesting because Kaya, Ka. These are two words that are comprised almost entirely of prepositions, if I'm not mistaken. So if you look at it, is then Hamalakoth is the kingdom part, the kingdom. Because let me read before that, Malakoth Ka is your kingdom, so Malakoth is kingdom. So where it says the kingdom, the kingdom, that is Ha-Malakoth. Right? Ha-Malakoth. Wa-Ha-Allah. Right, so we got, I'm saying, get this invitation, those from evil. For thine is the thine is the kingdom, right? And then it says, and the power. We know that the word for power is what? Israel is the what? The prince of the power. How you say Israel in Yasha'Allah? Which part is the prince? Which part is the power?
Yashar
Is right. So power is. I know you don't want to say it, right? But that's what it is. That's what it is.
Mm.
Let's not listen. Arabic is a Shemitic language. Comes from the same region.
That's why
They're speaking the same way Yiddish is like a watered down version of a version of a version of a version of Hebrew. Arabic is also a watered down version of a version of a version of a version of Hebrew. But Arabic maintains more of what they call the phonemes than some other Shemitic languages. So if you actually listen to an Arabic person talk, you're going to hear more ahs than if you hear them speak today's version of Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? They have, it's not Hebrew, right? But it shares more than some other languages. But their Allah, they turn Allah into a God. Like that's his name. That's why that's false. Because who the hell is Allah? Allah is a word that means power.
right.
That's what Allah. It just means power. And you know it because in our prayer it says Hamalakoth Wa Ha Allah. And the power. Right? Hamalakoth Wa Ha Allah. But they turn this, that's like taking an English word, like you have an English word like tree, and then you say, oh, we praise the tree. The almighty tree. Nigga, it's just a word that means tree. This is means power. You know what I'm saying? This is not the Most High's name.
Right.
So it's not the same God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the power, right? And the glory. Right? Which is going to be what? Waha Thaparoth. Waha and the Pa Arath. Right? So like real fast. So we can find it. Oh, it's not. That's your name, brother. Yeah, it's probably being translated as a different word again, which happens quite a bit. All right, that's not a problem. But let's see. The last thing we could do is if we go H again, we're going to flip it in just a second. So the Tha is the very last letter of the Hebrew alphabet. So if we go H, say 8,000, right? That's the Shah, which comes right before that. So we'll go H, 8,500. Give it to now. Now we're talking. So we got a Tha and then a Ka. If they can see it. That's a Tha and a Ka. Tha, Ka. But we're looking for alphabetical order. So if we got Tha and Ka, right, which comes right after the Ya, we're looking for a word that is Tha and Pa. So we need to go a little bit farther. So we'll go H, 8,700.
So are you using the Blue Letter Bible app or you on the desktop version?
Desktop. 8,750. Nope. 8,770. Nope. 80. All right, so we got Thaba. I'm trying to go further. We need Thapa. Each 8450. Right? And that's Star War. So we get there. Why? Where's the why? Right there. A little further. So we go H 85 620. That's the lock. So we go H 8540. Dama, getting close. H 8560. That's Damar. H 8580. The Na. Where's the Pa? Pa comes after the I. So we go H 8620. The Qua. So now we went a little far. We gotta go a little further, a little bit ahead. So we'll go H 8610. H 8610. Now we're cooking. So now we see a Tha and a Pa, the Posh, right? Now we're cooking. We're looking for Tha, Pa, Ah. So back it up a bit. H 8605. H 86. Paya. H 8599. Wow. A lot of dot pause. 590. the Inuk. 8595. H 8597. And look at that. Most High in Christ. Strong's H8597. Took some time, but we got it. Let me just see something real fast. H8598. Six. No sweat. So H8597, Tapa'ara, right? If you look at the translations, it says beauty, splendor, glory, beauty, right? And it's translated as the words glory, beauty, beautiful, honor. You know what I'm saying? So where it says wa ha tha pa ara, right? There's a reason why the tha is there, but I'm not sure at the moment. But it's the same word, and the glory. You know what I'm saying? And then la ulamium means forever, and then aman, right? So forever. Or so be it. Which is aman. Forever is long. Saying so that's that. Next week we're gonna fill in some more gaps on it. Just get an understanding of these like I said, these are pronouns and prepositions. We're gonna get exactly how you have these, how sometimes you have words that are formulated this way. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get that as well. You know what I mean? But with that, I'm saying we're gonna go ahead and clip it up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna pick it back up next week. So to the brothers' house, how about this is how Shema Shalom.